morning, my name is Steve Rennie and I am the Ren Baron, and this is my Ren Baron Learning to Fly YouTube channel. Since buying our Cirrus SR22 Gen 6 about 2 years ago, my wife and I have traveled all over this country living the Cirrus life. From the Atlantic to the Pacific and back, across the South and Southwest, and everything in between, from the tip of Florida to the tip of Washington State, and we've loved every minute of it. Now, if you spend any time at all on my YouTube channel, you've likely figured out that the only thing I like doing more than flying is playing golf. So when I can put the two together, a little flying and a little golfing, you got one happy camper. Now, I've been fortunate enough in my 50 years of playing golf to have played many of the top 100 golf courses in the world, including places like St. Andrews in Scotland, Pebble Beach here in California, Augusta National, Cypress Point, and Pinehurst, just to name a few. But one of the courses on that top 100 list I hadn't played until just recently, and that was Bandon Dunes up in Bandon, Oregon. So when my wife asked me last month what I wanted to do for my birthday, I decided it was time to head to Bandon Dunes in our Cirrus and scratch that one off my top 100 golf courses in the world. So on today's flight, we're going to fly from Santa Monica Airport, Kilo Sierra Mike Oscar here in Southern California, to North Bend Airport in Oregon, KOTH, to play golf at the legendary Bandon Dunes Golf Resort in Bandon, Oregon. But before we get started, a word of caution. Once again, I had some audio problems making the video that almost prevented me from posting the video at all. But I decided to push ahead with it anyway because it's good stuff here. I'll try to fill in the blanks by typing in exactly what I was doing at any given point during the flight and adding some voiceovers where appropriate. I hope you'll enjoy it anyway. Let's get started. Now, I'll admit that I am a creature of habit. Once I find a routine that works, I like to stick with it. And at Santa Monica Airport, that means talking to the controller and taking off on runway 21. As we start the video, you'll see that didn't happen here right out of the box.
And temporarily modified, the tower is open from 0800 to 1600 local time daily.
Okay, with nobody in the tower, that means I'll be picking up my IFR flight plan in the air this time around.
124.3 on the way out. Try to pick it up in the air here.
Santa Monica Municipal Airport. Automated weather observation 1408 Zulu. Wind 340 at 09er. Peak gusts 19er.
Gusting winds from the north, that means a crosswind takeoff on runway 3 instead of runway 21 today.
Stay clear of Bravo. So we want 7,500 out of the box here. Gauge. Okay, we're going to just do the run up over here on 3. Orient. Let's go before takeoff. Doors latch and close. Caps, handles moved. Seatbelt and shoulder harness secure. Navigation lights are on. Landing lights are on. Engine parameters all green. Okay, here's the trim right here, hon. We're going to trim a little bit into that wind here. Power lever is good. Flight controls are free and collect. Letter is good. Okay, let's go, hon. Let's go. Our climb brakes and peak technique.
And Unit 2, cross the runway 21 and clear of the runway, and I'll be on taxiway Bravo, Santa Monica. Hey, and enjoy your golf game.
Thank you so much. We got wind from the left. Okay, ready?
Ready.
Santa Monica traffic, Silver Cirrus taking off runway 3 for left crosswind departure. Santa Monica traffic.
In general, I don't do a lot of takeoffs on runway 3, and particularly not with this kind of crosswind. And as you can see right here, I'm fighting that crosswind trying to keep the plane on the center line. As the flaps come up at 90 knots clear of obstacles, you can see the plane is bouncing around quite a bit here on the takeoff. As I make my turn, I'm flying up to 405. As somebody who's lived in LA my whole life, I've driven up here 1,000 times. I like it better flying. My intention is to pick up my IFR flight plan to Modesto. contact approach 128.75.
Cirrus 68 Foxtrot Cirrus Hotel approach, Roger, Joey, free follow, +1. 8 Foxtrot Sierra, Roger, standby. 8 Foxtrot Sierra's radar contact south west of Van Nuys 5 miles, and 47255.
Press transponder button on the GCU and then type code on the number pad.
Cirrus 68 Foxtrot Sierra, clear to the Modesto Airport, to your present position, direct Foreman. Charlie Zulu Quebec, direct, maintain 8,000. Climb maintain flight level 230. Flight level 3, right? Affirmative, 1503, flight level 230. Southwest 258, stop for Baghdad, 2,200 up to 4,000. 258, SoCal departure, thank you, radar contact, climb maintain 13,000. To maintain 13,000, Southwest 258. Alright, Foxtrot Sierra, climb maintain 10,000. 503, confident. 25.8 laps, Southwest 258, turn right, getting free.
Once we reach cruise altitude, I'm going to let the plane speed up to about 150 knots. Now I'm going to stop the video here so you can take note of the fact that we're facing a 47 knot headwind at this point, and that's going to add on about 30 minutes to my flight. Next, I'm going to reduce my power to 30.5 inches until the cyan marker appears. Then I'll adjust my mixture to the bottom of the cyan marker for 80% power and fuel flow of about 17.3 gallons. From here, I'll finish my cruise checklist, preload my descent checklist. I'll flip it back to the map and sit back and enjoy the ride until we get ready for our approach. And about 1 hour later, we've started our descent to Modesto from 10,000 to 8,000 feet. And as we reach 8,000 feet, ATC clears me to 4,000 feet, so I continue my descent into Modesto. As we reach 4,000 feet, I'm going to stop the video and take stock of where we are in the flight right now. If you look up at the scoreboard on the PFD, you'll see that we're heading direct to straight. We're 21.4 miles out in 8 minutes and 8 seconds to get there. And the reason for that is simple. If you look over on the MFD, you'll see that we've loaded the visual approach to runway 28 right. This visual approach is a feature of the Garmin Perspective Plus system and provides two transition points, a straight and a final approach fix. If you're not familiar with the visual approach, I'll explain it in a separate video to come later. Vertical path enunciation you just heard is telling me that VNAV is now kicked in, and the system is going to provide me vertical guidance down to my initial approach fix. But just to make sure, I'm going to reduce power a bit to give myself a bit more time. now got my clearance for the visual approach to 28 right, so I'm going to activate the approach. You'll see that the glide path gets armed, and I'm going to set my altitude restriction at that final approach fix for 934 feet.
Contact Modesto Tower, good day. Foxtrot Sierra, Modesto Tower, runway 28 right, clear to land. Information Alpha, wind 280 at 15, altimeter 3016.
Okay, so now I've been cleared to land on 28 right. So I'm going to activate the VNAV direct function to this straight fix and let the plane help bring me down to that initial approach fix altitude. And the V path starts flashing to confirm that everything is happening. As I get close to the initial approach fix and under 150 knots, I'm going to add flaps and reduce power to 50%. And once I've done that, the glide path is captured, and once I'm under 110 knots, I'll put in flaps 2 to slow the plane down for landing. From there, I'm going to confirm my before landing checklist, turn off the autopilot, and then prepare to land.
Airport 1, cross 28 right at Echo, no delay.
Now you'll notice if you look at the PFD, I'm going to be adding in a little bit of power here because I got a pretty strong headwind, and I want to make sure that I keep my speed up as I approach the runway.
Airport 1, proceed on 28 left. Modesto Tower, Grumman 727 Tango Mike 28, left ready for takeoff, and our intention is fly straight out, climb for 3,000 feet, then fly back over the airport to the east.
And as I get within a mile of the runway, I gently start pulling out power to reduce my speed for landing.
28 left, straight out. Spot 328, Victor, Modesto, Roger, hold short from my 28 right.
After a quick fuel up at the fuel station and a cup of coffee at the FBO, we're ready to go again.
0, sky clear, temperature 17, 2.5, altimeter 3015. Visual approach runway 28 right in use, landing at departing runways 28. Hazardous weather information available on flight service frequencies. Clear 768 Foxtrot Sierra, Modesto Tower, you're clear to the Oscar Tango Hotel Airport. On departure, turn right heading 360. Vectors Victor 23, red plus, as filed. Maintain 7,000, expect 10,000 5 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 125.1, squawk 1757.
With my IFR clearance in hand, I'm ready to taxi to runway 28. As I approach the hold short line, I've set my heading bug to 360, activated heading mode and takeoff go-around button, and preloaded my climb checklist.
Modesto Tower, runway 28 right, clear for takeoff.
At 400 feet AGL, I start my right turn to get me on course. And once I'm pointed at the active leg, I set the GPS mode in standby to intercept the course. And once that's done, I'll engage the autopilot and let the plane do the work.
Okay, heading 120, VFR at or above 51. Number 768, mark out here, mark out. Number 768, mark out here. Radar contact 3 miles north of the Modesto Airport, southbound
Foxtrot Sierra, turn left when able. Taxi to parking via Bravo. Monitor.
It's about an hour's drive from the airport in North Bend to Bandon Dunes Golf Resort. And when you get there, if you're expecting some pristine fairways with lots of big trees manicured, you're in for a surprise. What's striking about the golf courses at Bandon is their sheer simplicity. At Bandon, the golf courses take what nature gives it, not the other way around. And that becomes clear when you stand on the tee and look down the first fairway at Pacific Dunes Golf Course. For every golfer out there, you're either going to find that short grass or find a lot of trouble along the way. I've said it a million times before that one of the things I like about aviation is it's a lot like golf in the sense that it's fun to do alone, but it's always more fun to do with other people. And that was certainly the case here today on day one at Pacific Dunes Golf Course. My foursome today included a young financial analyst from South Carolina and a father and son duo from South Dakota. Interestingly, my wife, the Baroness, is also from South Dakota. So when I texted my wife to tell her I was playing with two guys from South Dakota, of course she had to come on down and say hello, because having a small population in South Dakota means that just about everybody knows everybody else, and sure enough, we were trading names by the end of the night. And so while the company was good out on the golf course, it turns out that flying 4.5 hours, rushing to the golf course, and then heading out to the first tee without a caddy turns out not to be such a great idea. So you see right here this old tired golfer walking up the hill, waiting for the day to be over and hoping for a better day tomorrow. Talking about the serious life. So here I am out at Bandon Dunes practice facility getting ready to play a little golf. And as you can see over my shoulder there, it's golfing time. Well, day number 2 at Bandon Dunes Golf Course is already off to a better start because I've got a great caddy by the name of Casey to help guide me around the course today. And I'm going to need all the help I can get. A little windy out here at Bandon Dunes today. Woo. And once again, I've got a great playing partner, a gentleman by the name of Alex, who, interestingly enough, lives right down that 405 freeway here in Southern California in Torrance, and we weren't out there alone. Me and Alex playing here right now, and our friend who wants to join us. Well, one thing Bandon is famous for is that crank and win, and it didn't let us down today. But overall, I played pretty well, had a few bad holes, but you only remember how you finish. And today, I finished like a champ, holing a putt out on the 18th hole. Now, it turns out that my wife, Franny, likes to walk as well. But rather than walk on a golf course, she'd much prefer to be walking through town, along the beautiful beaches that surround the Bandon Dunes Resort, and even taking a hike through the forest where she came upon this lovely little labyrinth and this plaque that really describes the spirit of the whole Bandon area. Whether you're a golfer or a lover of nature, Bandon Dunes is a special place, and we had an unbelievably great time here. But now it's time to head home. All right, so here we are loading out from the Lily Pond Cottages here. The beautiful Bandon Dunes, and so you're asking yourself, why would you leave when the sky looks like that? Yeah, because we want to get home, see our pups. Been a great trip here. Franny even bought herself a Bandon Dunes hat, which she's gonna wear today. Let me see, put the hat on for 1 second, hon. We're gonna do a straw pull here. Oh, hon, you rocked the hat big time. Hello, fellas. Nice to see you again. You better stick with Mom. There you go. There's a little family right there. All right. That happens all the time. All right. We don't want to scare you, fellas, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Got a little mom. Let's do a little here we are driving down the 101 in Oregon. Lots of trees in Oregon.
And then you got blue sky up there for us Californians to have a nice flight out. And guess what time it is?
It is 7:10.
Yeah.
Folks, not noted on the video because I didn't want to embarrass the wife, was an on-time departure from the hotel. In fact, we were 5 minutes early so that your pilot here could actually have his bacon, egg, and grease ball sandwich, which I'll probably be regretting by the time I get to Fresno. No windows in that plane, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, we're back at North Bend Airport, and I want to take a moment to thank all the great folks at KOTH Aviation for making our in and out so wonderfully easy. And after a quick oil change in pre-flight, we're ready to head back home.
Cirrus 8 Foxtrot Sierra, runway 13, cleared for takeoff.
Bluetooth recording mode disabled.
Oh, the irony of it all. We're going to end our trip the same way we started, without audio. And so before I lose you all together, if you like this video, I hope you'll click the thumbs up button. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe. And if you want to be notified when they happen, click that bell. As much as Franny and I love that view of Coos Bay, there's only one view we love even more, and that's this one, coming home. On behalf of the Baroness and myself, we'd like to thank you for joining us on another chapter of our Cirrus life. We hope you enjoyed it. My name is Steve Rennie. I am the Ren Baron, and this is my Ren Baron Learning to Fly YouTube channel. Hope to see you again soon.